I'm a strong believer of a day-to-day improvement. So I really think that you can grow from one day to another just by trying to get rid of your mistakes that you did last day and to try to prove yourself that you can do much better in the next day. So here are my 5 habits that helped me to change my life. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Marian and I'm creating videos about health, fitness and nutrition to inspire and motivate as much people as possible. Let's start with number 1, breathing. So breathing is just a wonderful tool if you're struggling with stress. So if you have a lot of thoughts in your head that you need to solve and need to get attention to, work, relationships problem, or even some worries that you have. If you have a lot of things in your head and you need to solve everything, you need to think about those things, and you have so much things that you can't really think about the present moment, then breathing is for you. So for me, it was such a great motivator and start in my day, because with this habit I take 5 minutes of my day and just think about the present moment and don't think about any things like work, like solutions that you have to find for something or everything that you have in mind. Forget about that and just feel your body, feel the nature, feel something else, feel like you're in the present moment. But now, how do I implement this habit every single day? So it's pretty easy. After my morning routine, I go to my window, open the window, sit down and just think about breathing. I breathe in and out, exhale and inhale for around 5 minutes, and that's it. That's really it. And the most difficult part here is to not think about your worries of the day or everything that you want to do or complete this day. It's just about finding a moment for yourself, finding a moment in which you can connect with your body. The best way that I find to just think about that is just think about your breathing, think about the smells of the nature, the smell of the new fresh air of the day, or just think that you can do whatever you want. So now, well, how can you start with this habit? Well, I would recommend doing it in the morning. It's so good to just start with some fresh air that comes into your hot room after sleeping. You have some good air in your lungs and you just practice a little bit breathing, which is also really good for your body, getting some really nice circulation in. Yeah, and then I just would say you sit down, open a window that doesn't have a lot of noises. Think about breathing, and you can start with 4 inhale exhales, and then that's it, and then you can improve little by little. I wouldn't recommend doing 5 minutes, putting a timer and sitting for 5 minutes and trying to wait until this 5 minutes is over. That's inefficient. I would say do 5 or 4 breathings and then you go and move on with your day. Then you improve. Then a common question that I get is, well, what do you think while you're breathing? And the really easy answer is just think about inhale and exhale. Think about the nature. Think about what you're smelling when you get the fresh air in. And just think about the present moment. Just think, this is a great day to start. This is a great day for doing whatever you like. And that's it. So now number 2, which is walking. And this habit honestly was such a great idea of mine, just because I wanted to go out one day and I just did it. And that became my daily habit because it was so good. And I'm going to explain why in a second. But I just want to say, how do I actually get to the idea of walking around somewhere? I mean, I see a lot of people walking around, yes. But for me, I was like, okay, I'm doing my workouts, I'm active, and I go all the time. Like, so I'm going out a lot of times with friends and things like that. So why should I add another walk into my day? And the reason is that if you're working a lot, and for me, I'm working on a computer on my desk, especially because of the Corona crisis, everything was shut down, and so I had university online, like watching a lot of Q&A sessions online. So I didn't have like my activity just by walking to the train, underground, and things like that. I just didn't have that activity. So for me, it was really stressful and just not good just to sit every day too long. So I thought, well, one day I will go out and just go out and think about other things. And that was such a great idea. And from that day, I said to myself, well, you're going to do it every day because it's so good. It's so good. And yeah, that's actually it. Why is it so good for me? First of all, it's an extra activity in your day, and it's not that heavy or intense. So you can really go outside and you have some good movement for your body. It's really important. And for me, especially when you're sitting a lot from work, that is really important for you and for your cardiovascular system. So I would recommend doing that as well. Secondly, it's just good for stress. So if you have a lot of stress in your work or in your studies, just go out and think about something else, or solve problems in your head, or just listen to music and see nature. That's something, a distraction, and then your brain has a little bit rest. So after your little walk, your brain is reset and can like capture more of the information that you have to get into your brain or you have to use for work. And the third thing is to think about the things that you don't have time to think about or to solve because you're like always trying to do work or study. For me, especially when I have other things to solve, but I can't because I'm always studying things that are interesting and I have to do that, but it's not like some things that I would like to figure out and then I don't have time to do that. So especially YouTube videos, what should I like film, or what will be like my next video? That is something that I have to solve in a day, but I don't have time because I have to study and have to think about other things. And so now how I implement this habit in my life? Well, I pick a specific time, and for me it's after lunch or after snack in the afternoon, and I just grab my shoes, grab my headphones and go outside. That's it. And I don't like track my steps. I just set up my fitness watch to like 20 minutes of walking, and I just walk somewhere. Like I have a field nearby or a little park, and I just go to the park and just see trees and things like that, and not too much cars because that's also stressful and also not like noisy. So I avoid those places. I like going to parks and fields where you don't have a lot of people and it's just calm and you can think about things and just breathe and just release every stress that you have. So how that you could implement this habit into your life? I think this habit is a little bit harder to implement, and for me it's sometimes also really hard to keep to this habit because sometimes you just don't feel going out, and sometimes you feel like, oh, it's cozy and outside it's cold and I don't want to go outside, or you're scrolling through Instagram and you just don't feel motivated to go outside. So that's why I pick a specific time. For me it's lunch, or something like a routine that you already have implemented. This is a little trick, because if you pick a time after a habit or routine that you already implemented in your day, you can just add it to this habit. And so after the first habit, you have your walking, and then you just, okay, you finished this habit and then go to the next habit. So you can't really think about, oh, I don't want to go. That's a little trick. And by walking, I would say just go as you are, like how you're dressed. It doesn't matter, because if you have to go upstairs and just change your clothes and just do some makeup or things like that, that will take additional time, and then afterwards you won't be motivated or as motivated as before, and then you will say, well, I don't want to do it. It's an extra effort that you have to make in order to get out. So just go as you are, take your shoes, take your headphones, and that's it. It doesn't really matter how you're looking, it's just important that you get your steps in. Yeah, that's it for this habit.
A little tip is to follow the joggers. So if you follow joggers, they always jog like in a quiet place and without cars or like without a lot of people. So if you follow them, you will go to a nice quiet place where you can walk and just be by yourself.
If you enjoyed the video so far and you find the habits interesting, then just hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate, and just give it a thumbs up so that I get some feedback from you and just see if you like what I'm sharing and if the work is really worth. Thank you very much. Habit number 3 is preset your day. And now we're coming like to the late afternoon, where you finished all your work and all your things that you wanted to do in a day. And now this habit helped me to just preset my day and get organized. So organization is really key for me, and I'm not the organized person. So I like to put things like somewhere and just leave it. And if I don't preset everything and if I don't organize everything, then I have a lot of mess after 2 days. And that costs time for me to organize everything and effort to really organize everything and put everything back in place. So this habit is so helpful to just keep everything organized and keep everything in the places where it belongs. So when you need something, it is in the right place. And trust me, it's hard to start doing it. It's hard to think, oh well, I can't put everything in order. Sometimes it happens that something is like not in a place. That's okay, but try to keep everything organized in your room, because trust me, it will help you so much if you know exactly where the things are when you need it. Because if you need it, you sometimes need it immediately, and if you have to search for it, it will take time, it will increase stress, and you're just like, why should you add some extra stress, and why should you add extra time just by searching for a thing that you could just put back like in 5 minutes? Everything is back in the places, and then the next day you just go directly to work and you don't need to think about where are my stuff. That is why this habit is such a great habit for me. So how do I implement this habit? Well, I just pick a specific time as the other one after my work, and then I just say, okay, I have 15 minutes to put everything back in place. And I mean really everything. So sometimes it's just some pencils are not in place. I put those 4 pencils or like those pencils back into the place where it belongs. And my book, I preset my book on top of my computer, so I know I have to read the book next day. Or I preset my bag for the gym with all the equipment that I need for tomorrow. If you're interested in my equipment, I will do a video about my equipment, and I will link it up there somewhere when it's ready. Okay, so with my bag, I just put all my equipment in and everything that I need for the gym. and my gym outfit and everything. So the next day, I just take my bag and go to the gym. It's a lot easier because if you have to figure out where your equipment is and what you need for the gym, maybe the motivation will be a little bit less and not that good because you're like, okay, I need to find everything and I can't find anything. I just leave it. I'm not going to the gym. So those things can help to improve other habits and improve other routines. So now, how can you start with this habit? Well, I would say just pick a specific time, pick a time after you work, and just take a little, like a timer, and say 50 minutes, and then you just try to put everything back in place. And I think you have like an organization in your rooms, like you have a place where you put your books, and you have a place where you put your bags, and you have a place for your computer, and you have some specific places, and just put it back there so you know, okay, I know where this book is. I can just take it out next day. That is the habit. And it's just a time saver, guys. It's such a time saver. Trust me. I know so many times I had to find my shoes, and I've lost 20 to 30 minutes to find those shoes in the house. And I was like, I go crazy because I can't find my shoes because it's cold. Like Germany is cold, and then the floor is cold, and my foot is cold, and I can't think and I can't do anything without my shoes, and I can't find those house shoes, and I'm like, where do we put those house shoes? So this habit is for those that are really like struggling with searching things and looking for things and time management. So here's a little cut from the future. I think this video is too long, so I'm going to cut it into two parts. So part 1 will be habit 1 till 3, and then part 2 will be just habit 4 and 5. So you have like a little, like you don't have a too long video, like around 25 minutes. I think that's too long for a YouTube video. So yeah, I'm going to cut it, and yeah, so next video will be like uploaded next day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.